Hey guys, what's up? How you doing? It's Monday night. Every other Monday night, I am coming at you live with Proficiency Check, which is your bi-weekly um, discussion into RPG topics, and I talk to you about what's going on with Saving Throw, and we talk about what's coming up, and I also teach myself some RPGs along with the help of you guys. So, what are we going over today? Well, the new schedule has started with Saving Throw if you haven't been paying attention. So I want to kind of talk about that. You'll notice up in the corner there is a right. See how I got it right there. There's the April Fun Drive, and they are really blue. The spice must flow. Um, So the April Fund Drive, we'll talk a little bit about that and why that's on there. And we'll talk about the shows that are coming up this week, including our beloved Barky's Brigade, which comes back Wednesday night, April 6th. I did it right, BSB Care. And then I'm going to talk a little bit more about Horror on the Hill and about my plans for that. Yeah. So let's see where to begin. Oh, man. Excited to be back. It's been a while. Things have been crazy, and it's too late. BSB Care. I think I'm already dead. But thank you. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun, which is great. It's always fun to do these things, and I have been dreaming about doing an expanded channel with all these different shows and all these different games since the inception of Saving Throw. We've been trying to get stuff like this together, and the thing that was preventing us from doing more was having a dedicated spot for this. As many of you know who have been following us for a long time, we've been streaming mostly out of Tyler's garage, boring old Tyler in the chat, and or when he is in the chat anyway. And that was great. It was awesome to be in there, but that necessitated a lot of time out of our schedules to set up and take down. And it was a working garage. It needed to be clear of all the things that we had going on in there when we weren't in there. So having more than one show, certainly more than one show a week, was just prohibitive, time prohibitive, cost prohibitive, all that stuff. So we finally were able to move. We found a location, but we are now paying for it. So the April Fund Drive is to help us raise money to pay for the rent of this beautiful new space. If you haven't seen it yet, tune in for Barky's Brigade on Wednesday or watch a few of the last few streams that we had. It's a lovely little room that we have, and I'm super excited about it and what we're able to do with it now. So it's not quite a garage. It doesn't quite have the same je ne sais quoi of a garage, but it is our little home, and it is officially our home, and I'm super proud of that. So anyway, the April Fund Drive is to help us with the rent money and help us with some other costs. We're trying to upgrade our audio. If you were watching the Star Wars stream, you noticed that there was quite a bit of trouble with the audio on that. So we're trying to upgrade our audio and hopefully get that set up a little bit better so that we don't have as many problems like that. I think we know some of the solutions, and it's going to be better moving forward, but yeah, we're working on that. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. So that's the April Fund Drive. So any cash donation that you make, anything from $1 to whatever is super appreciated. In most shows, you get a reward back. We have certain rewards that are specific to each show, and you can affect the game. Saving Throw is one of the few channels that does a live RPG podcast or broadcasts, and you can basically play in the game. You are the fifth or sixth player in our party, and in Black Bag, you guys are actually elder gods. So you have quite a bit of power. But yeah. Oh, thanks, Monday Night. Good evening, and thanks for dropping in shortly. Anyway, so that's that. So that's where that's going. And then what we're doing is we're pushing towards the end of April. And April 29th, we're actually starting a 26-hour gaming marathon. So you heard it here first. Or maybe you heard it before when I was talking about it. So April 29th, 7 p.m. Pacific time, we are starting our 26-hour marathon. We're starting that with the regular presentation of Never Tell Me the Odds, which had its first live episode last Friday. Then we're continuing on until 9 p.m. Pacific time, April 30th. April 30th, if you don't know, is International Tabletop Day. So we're celebrating that by having a 26-hour marathon, and also a little bit of a fundraiser for us. So I hope you guys can carve some time out. That's for all of our friends who are in Europe and in Asia and elsewhere, who have a hard time watching us live because we air so late and then it's so early over there. Hopefully this will help alleviate that for you guys. So anyway, I'm really looking forward to that. So April 29th, 7 p.m. Tune in. Never Tell Me the Odds kicks us off, and then we have a bunch of other stuff, including the premiere of me running Horror on the Hill, which is the module that we have been working on, you and me, for the last several weeks. And I'm finally going to gather a party and put that together. So you get to see me GM, which should be really interesting and a lot of fun. But I want to, today, later on, we're going to talk a little bit about what some of my sort of final ideas for that, and kind of what I'm expecting, and you guys can help me out with a little bit of what you guys are expecting and hoping for. So I had a really good mushroom risotto for dinner, but it's given me the burpees. I just have my water, so my apologies. So let's see here. The calendar's new. If you are just joining us, you might be going, hey, where's Tom? Isn't the Cypher system going on now? No, Tom is every other week, and he will be next week with a brand new show, not Cypher system necessarily. It will be a PvP arena show, basically pitting players against other players. It's a min-maxer's dream. The way he pitched it to us, it sounds like the most awesome thing. Everyone has always wondered, like, whose character would win in a fight, and this is essentially it. And you guys are going to be able to not only help players defeat other players, but also field your own characters in battle. So it's going to be pretty amazing, and I'm really looking forward to it. We're still kind of working out a lot of the details, but it premieres next Monday at this time slot, so at 7:30. So tune in for that. And anyway, let's see. This week, Barky's, it kicks back off with season 3. I hope you guys have been checking out the images that I've been posting on our Tumblr. Tumblr is this T right there. Not that you can click on that, but just go to Tumblr and look up Saving Throw Show. Yeah, I don't have the link handy. Come on. What do you think? What do you think this is? Professional? It really isn't, so I hope you don't. But here, I'll get it for you. Here it is, coming at you, red hot. Boom. There you go. Tumblr in the chat. Um, so anyway, I've been posting some of our character portraits that I had done, uh, and my gosh, they are lovely. If you haven't seen them, please go check them out. Christian Kim is the artist, and he is amazing. He's super talented, and yeah, I'm really pleased with how they came out. Now they were made like months ago. Like he started them months ago. So it's funny kind of seeing like the differences, things that have happened over a period of time. And yeah, I'm I can't wait for you guys to see Donovan. It's going to be fun. It's a little flashback of Donovan. But we're going to be opening up I think a little fan art contest because we have some new players coming into Barkies, and we have all these other new shows that I haven't even really talked about yet. And we would love to see what. Oh, look at that! Moobot woke up and is telling you guys about Never Tell Me the Odds. Come on, Moobot, get with the program. Wake up. Anyway, yeah. Totally looking forward to you guys, your interpretations of all of these new characters. A fan art contest will be offering some pretty sweet prizes, some stuff from the Cypher system, some like Numenera, t-shirts, things like that. So yeah, if you are artistically inclined, or even if you're not, go ahead and start thinking about things. We'll officially announce it probably in the next few days, but yeah, that's coming up. So fan art contest, look forward to it. So Barky's Brigade is coming back Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. So it's moved up an hour from when it used to be, and it's moved up a couple of days. So it's going to be Wednesday nights, and it's going to be weekly, which, again, we've really wanted to do it weekly for a very long time. So super stoked about that. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? It's season 3. It's different. Things have changed. Things have changed in Perlamore, and you're going to see a different Barky's Brigade, really. And so Barky's still there. Barky's still kicking. But who else is joining her? You'll have to tune in to find out. But it's going to be really exciting. I'm really stoked for new Barkies. It's been like a month since we had a Barkies episode. So yeah, we're all like, oh my god, Barkies. Remember when we did Barkies? So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's Wednesday. Then Friday, we are back, second episode of Black Bag, which is our Call of Cthulhu game, GM'd by Wes Otis. If you missed the first session, you can check it out on YouTube or via the VODs here on Twitch. And it was... Call of Cthulhu is one of those games that things just go apeshit like immediately. There's like no... You just can't play a game and have it be like, steady. Like D&D, you can kind of, you can play it a little role play heavy. You can play it just doing the combat or, kind of balancing the two and stuff like that. It's usually pretty predictable. But Call of Cthulhu, like, you say the wrong word and suddenly you are in a dimension beyond all reasoning. And I love that about the game and about that system. So it's pretty badass. So I hope you can tune in for the second episode of that. Speaking of Wes Otis, he's got a Kickstarter going on right now. The Realms of Rothane is a D&D 5e setting that he created, and you can go check it out right now. Let me grab that link for you guys too. But anyway, he's super talented. He also does Plate Mail Games, which does a lot of in-game audio. Again, if you tuned into Black Bag, you will have heard all of the things that he has compiled. Not only like a club, like club music, but club music from as heard from like 2 floors beneath the club. That's what he has in his audio repertoire. He has set all of that stuff up. So definitely, if you check out for no other reason than to see how Wes handles audio to create a environment within a game, if you've ever wanted to add something like something through Battle Bards or Sirenscape or Play Mail Games, check out Black Bag, because Wes is a master at it. And he's a great GM to boot. So definitely check that out. That's Friday. And then Saturday, we are introducing a brand new stream GM'd by none other than Sean Graham, who played Donovan Belter, the Paladin, the de facto, I don't want to say leader of the Garbage People, but namer of the Garbage People, maybe. Anyway, he is going to be heading up a session for us, and it's going to be taking place in Dark Sun, the Dark Sun campaign setting. If you're familiar with like 2nd edition AD&D or even 4th edition, but yeah, Dark Sun is quite fun, and we're sort of talking about which system he's going to use. So right now it's kind of between 13th Age and Dungeon World. So yeah, it's going to be fun either way. But I hope you guys can tune in for that. That's actually at noon on Saturday, and he's got a whole new cast as well for that. So, so those are the shows, and then Monday Tom comes back. And then Wednesday is Barky's Brigade. And Tuesday, I always forget. Tuesday is still Rhodes Legacy with Tyler and his son Henry. So if you enjoy watching a toddler play video games and start the very early learning of RPGs and how RPGs are played, tune in for Rhodes Legacy. That's tomorrow, I believe, at 8. So Tuesdays is always Rhodes Legacy. Wednesdays is always Barky's Brigade. Thursdays is always, well, let's be honest, it's always Critical Role. Fridays switches off between Never Tell Me the Odds, the Star Wars show, and Black Bag, the Call of Cthulhu show. And Saturdays is always Sean's show, which shall be named shortly. Let's see, beyond that, yeah, Low Magic. Yeah, I don't know exactly how he's going to run it. Yeah. Yeah, Henry likes to blast everyone. He's adorable, but he is also loud. Anyway, no, Mace is back Wednesday. Wednesday we got Barky's Brigade. Mace is still here. Maybe we can name it that. Anyways, Millhouse's question is the Dark Sun game going to be low magic? I don't know. You'll have to ask Sean. We'll see. If it's strictly adhering to Dark Sun, probably. I don't know how strictly he's taking on that setting or not, but something along those lines is pretty safe to assume. So, yeah, definitely. But also what? I don't know. Also something else. That's all I can say. So yeah, I rushed through all of that stuff. Those are sort of the housekeeping items. Patreon backers, if you back at $5 or more, you should have your XP in your wallets, in your digital wallet, as it were. So go ahead and check your numbers, but you should be several hundred, if not a couple thousand XP richer. If you are curious as to what that all means, our Patreon backers at $5 or more get a bunch of rewards. Not only do they help out the show, but they also get XP in return for their donation level. And they also are getting the fully produced songs that Amy Vorpal creates. If you've watched any of Barky's Brigade, you know that Amy loves to sing. She's got her ukulele. We have full produced songs with an actual band of what she has sung, including like Diem's Lament, Ode to Fartunia, Tarask versus Catron, and several others. And we're putting out an album later this year. But if you are a Patreon backer at $5 or more, you get all these songs for free as part of your reward. So lots of good reasons to back. And the backing goes towards the little fundraising thing up there. We add that in so long as it actually goes through. It's capital XP, Cliff. Capital X, capital P. I don't know why it has to be case sensitive, but it is. There you go. I wrote to them and said, hey, can you guys make it not case sensitive? And they said, we'll look into it. So hopefully someday soon, Revlo will not be case sensitive for something like that. But until then, that's where we are. Let's see. What else? Any other questions? You guys have been watching the shows? Yeah, I've seen you in chat. What are you liking? What are you not liking? Besides the audio problems we had last week we're not happy. But besides that, I hope you guys are liking these new shows. As always, your feedback is greatly appreciated. We love hearing from you guys, and anything that you have, any suggestions and stuff, we take them all to heart and we listen to all of them. And we may ignore some of them, but we like to incorporate as much as we can. So I appreciate everything that you guys do for us. So thank you, and thanks for spreading the word and letting people know that we're out here. Invest in new mics. Yes, this is excellent. This is what the that thing is for. We'd love to invest in new mics. We just need money to do that. I think someone said, hey, this is why Critical Role has those hanging microphones. Yes. If we had legendary money like Geek and Sundry, we would also invest in nice microphones. Alas, we do not. But that's okay, because we power through, and we do have microphones, and they will work. Anyway, that's that. So, what else is new? I don't know. I don't think there's really anything else new. I need to, on the boring stuff, I need to put together another bookcase for the back wall. And we're going to hang up some of these character portraits that we have for Barky's Brigade and stuff like that. We actually can't put too much on the back wall because the space has to be available for other uses beyond we're actually sharing it with someone. But beyond that, not too much new. Cliff asks, what would you do if they offered to buy you up under their umbrella? I assume Geek and Sundry. If Geek and Sundry wanted to come in here and sweep us up, well, I'd be flattered. They run a pretty tight ship, and that's pretty great. My thing is always, I've made promises to the people that work here, promises to you guys. Anything that would change what we're doing for you is unacceptable, basically. So, yeah, they would have to basically take that part and parcel. I don't care if I get paid, if I get money, if I get paid for this. I do this all on my own time and on my own dime. So I really don't care. Like, I don't put a number necessarily on saving throw because it makes me happy, and that is more important to me than anything. So but if they wanted to come in and take it up, like the thing that I often get people from those multi-channel networks and stuff on YouTube, and they send that forum letter that they're just like, hey, we noticed you're doing great. Would you like us to take 20% of your revenue for no reason? It's like, no, what are you going to do for me? There's lots of things that, we try to, sort of lost my train of thought. There's a lot of things, a lot of initiatives that we're going for. A lot of things, we're trying to help people learn RPGs, help people integrate into RPGs, and make the game just more. Thanks, BSB Care. I will check that out in a minute. You are a gentleman and a scholar, as Encounter Roleplay would say. We want to make the hobby inclusive. We want everyone to feel safe and happy playing the game. Those are some of our initiatives. And really, we just want to have fun and play these games. And anyone that's going to come in and try and change that and say, no, we don't want you to do this, or we're going to replace you guys with our guys, something like I don't know. I don't mind taking me out, but these people have been giving a lot of their time too, and I want them to be doing well as well. And frankly, most of the offers that we get are just sort of insulting. So and let that be a lesson to you. If you are a multi-channel network and you want to try and pick us up, no, we're doing just fine without you. Thank you. Yes, it made me happy, BSB Care. Thank you. Anyway, why do the loyalty numbers keep changing to more numbers? Like Hubot used to be 120, now it's 200. Well, here's the thing. Loyalty is for fun. The XP is for fun. You guys earn that. You guys earn that just by watching the show. Like it costs nothing. Hopefully we make it entertaining so that you guys don't mind watching. And you're not just watching to earn XP, but if you are, that's fine too. And we love having you here. So XP is meaningless. I mean, it's not meaningless. No, XP is worthless. No, it's not worthless. XP is, in general, it's a fun way for you guys to interact with the game. Obviously, we want to make it a little bit challenging to simply use the free thing that we have to enact things in game. Yes, BSB Care. Yes, thanks to White Blaze for helping me clarify that. That always escaped me, the clarity of that particular reward. But anyway, so yes, thank you. I knew Farquaad would turn up eventually to call me out. Yeah, so the XP is, you guys are earning XP, and through the gambling and stuff, you guys are earning it like crazy. And I realized that we were quickly getting to a point where a lot of these things that we were like, oh, well, that's a pretty special one. And it costs, the donation cost is pretty high for some of these things. So, just after a couple of episodes, if someone gambles just right, they can easily get those things. which is part of the charm of the XP system. But we didn't want it to become, just completely overwhelming with the XP redemptions. So we changed it up a little bit so that things are a little bit higher, but certainly not out of the realm of possibility. And like I said, mushroom risotto. Like I said, that's going to be my new phrase, I think. I'm going to watch for the Saving Throw t-shirt that just says mushroom risotto and has a picture of me going on it. Good evening, Kai, the ninja. Yeah, so, yes. The gambling is set at 20 minutes. I noticed on some channels, and Counter Roleplay has it very specifically set up. They have some really cool options that you can do with their loyalty rewards. But yeah, I felt it got a little overwhelming. It sort of separated. There were some people who were in chat and liked the gamification of chat and the gambling and stuff like that, which again, totally cool. I do that all the time on chats. And then there are other people who want to communicate and say, hey, look at this that's going on and stuff like that. So I wanted there to be a little bit of a balance between the two. So hopefully the 20 minutes is good and everyone is happy with that. But yeah, Farquad, that's another t-shirt. Absolutely. And Alira, yep, probably a Mr. Fancy Pants. That will be on the back of the mushroom risotto one. It will just be just me going with fancy pants on. Do we go to conventions? Yes, we do go to conventions. In fact, a lot of us are trying, raising money to go to Gen Con this year. We're having a live Barkies session actually at Gen Con. So, if we can get everyone there. So, that's next up. Part of the April fund drive is to help us afford Gen Con. But yeah, that's Gen Con is the big one. Obviously, we're trying to go to more. It's at this point, it's a little cost prohibitive for a lot of us to go. So generally we send like one or two, but Mason almost always goes to Strategicon here in LA, which is by LAX, the airport. If you don't know, then, yeah, we try and go all. I've been to KublaCon and Midwinter Gaming Convention, which is a really cool one in Milwaukee. I think a few of us, I know that Tom goes to Gamehole Con, and I think I might be going to Gamehole Con this year. That's in November. So yeah, try to get around, try to do a lot of conventions or as much as we can. It's a question of like, what can we do at a convention, and how can we hang out with people like you guys and see you guys, and also do stuff that can hopefully bring more people into the family of Saving Throw, as Arky would say. So yeah, we're just stepping that up. The more as Patreon takes off and stuff, the more we can afford, the more we can send people out to gaming conventions. We'd love to go to a European convention. That's in everyone's dream, I think. But yeah, we're trying to do more and more. But the big one is Gen Con, and a lot of us are definitely going. Amy's going, Mason's going, Tyler's going, Tracy's going, Sean is going. Who else is going? Tom is going. Lots of people are going, and it's going to be a blast. Live Barkies is going to be something to behold. We'll have kind of a unique way of interacting, and you guys can interact even if you're not there. And yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So really looking forward to Gen Con this year. This will be, I think, my third year going there finally. after dreaming of it for like the last 30 years, I finally have been able to go, and it's amazing. If you haven't been to Gen Con, definitely check it out. If you are a gamer or a gamer at heart, it's certainly a lot of fun. Yeah, Tiger. Oh, if you're asking if we're going to be running a game for fans and stuff, that is actually in the cards. I don't know. I don't know yet specifically because we have, the thing with the games is you have to kind of get a room, and we can't guarantee that you guys can get into that game. It's all ticketed, and so it's a little complicated, but we're trying to work out a way that we can play with you guys, or there's some way that we can work that out. If nothing else, there's going to be a meetup, and so that we can hang out and see everybody and figure stuff out from there. But yeah, so make your Gen Con plans if you haven't already, which you probably would have had to because the hotels, I think, are like pretty much sold out. So yeah. Marlon Manson? Is that like Marlon Wayans and Charles Manson? Um, yeah. Anyway, so let's see. That's that. Anything else? Am I missing anything else? Gonna get the box of fun. It's okay, Telebro. I think I know what you're talking about. And no, you would not get kicked out of Gen Con. No, if you go to Gen Con, you will know that dressing up like Marilyn Manson would not get you kicked out of Gen Con. I think a lot of people would probably go, "Hey, that guy, he's dressed like Marilyn Manson." So anyway, let's see. Let's take us back, if there's nothing else, anyway, about the new schedule, about the April Fund Drive. I will get this right. April Fund Drive, or anything else. I will then move on to horror on the hill. Horror on the hill. And we'll talk a little bit about what I'm planning to do with that. Give you guys a minute to catch up. Pull up my handy dandy. Yes, and so if you, I'm setting this now. So if you donate to my show, as BSB Care did, then what I do is I dance for you. I will dance a little bit because I have nothing there. I have no rewards to give. I have no rewards to give. So this is a little dance. This is my little happy dance for. Thank you for donating. I appreciate it. Yeah. If you want to see more dancing, or if you don't, then feel free to pitch in. Hey Kai, if you're asking if I have started running Horror on the Hill, I have not. The first session of that is going to be during our 26-hour streaming marathon. On April 29th and 30th. So yeah, tune in if you want to see me do this system. Tune in for that. And of course, it will, as always, the sessions will be immediately available on YouTube as soon as we're done. So there you go. What does it cost to make me stop dancing? Well, I've already stopped dancing, but yes. Oh, that hat? Yeah. I don't know. That'll cost you. That's a pretty penny. I'll let you guys decide. So if you have been watching the previous proficiency checks, then you've seen me go through Horror on the Hill and sort of repiece it back together into uh, a module that sort of made sense to me uh, as a relatively new GM. And one of the important things that I find, if you are a new GM, or if you've been tasked with being the GM for your group, if you're we get a lot of people writing into us actually that are like, I'm brand new to role playing games, and my friends are interested, but I'm the only one who has taken it upon themselves to learn how to be a GM. And I mean, my God, a lot of you guys have been playing for many, many years, and GMing may not seem like any big thing to you, but if you are a brand new player and you have not GM'd ever before, or hell, even played the game before, it's going to be pretty daunting, I think. And certainly for me, as I've been studying this, that's become all too clear. It's not an easy proposition to look at something like this and go, oh well, it's just, you just sit down at a table and let it go. There's a lot of planning that's is entailed in trying to run a game like this. So a lot can be improvised, but not everything. You kind of have to have a game plan. So I've been working on that and trying to get it. The thing with these pre-written games, here, let me switch over here. The thing with these pre-written modules, and this is, again, just as a reminder, this is from the first edition, the basic set for Dungeons and Dragons. So this is way back in the 80s. This is when Horror on the Hill came out, and I've been converting it to 5e. There's a number of conversions out there, actually. Yeah, James, you remember deep down in your soul, you remember. There's a lot of conversions out there of this module into 5e. So I didn't want to go into a straight up just how to convert a module, although that's kind of how I started doing this stream. But since then, I've learned that it's really important to make it your own when it's a pre-written game like this. And D&D and a lot of systems have always been very good with modules to say, like, okay, this is what happens and this is where that happens, but they make it so that you can connect the dots yourself and make things kind of your own. And here it never made sense to me why a lot of these things were sort of put together. And so with your guys' help, I was able to sort of make sense of them and kind of make them my own, which hopefully will make for a much more interesting game. Yeah, what do you mean, Tella? I don't understand. Yeah, big bro. Welcome to the chat, by the way, and thanks for following. And yeah, I think it's really important to have sort of a session 0 with your party and sort of set up the world, and so that everyone has sort of a common starting point. We did that with our Call of Cthulhu game. We had somewhat of a session 0. A lot of our games have started with a sort of a pre-game where everyone kind of gets acclimated to the system and acclimated to the world that the GM is setting forth. So I think that's excellent. That's a great way to start, is to, just sort of have that moment where you can talk to people and get them started. So tell her, why don't we play video games? Is that what you're asking, instead of role playing games? because we do play video games, just not on. We don't stream them. Or we used to. I think Mason had a. Well, I know Mason had his show that he used to do. He would stream him playing MMORPGs. So yeah. I don't know. If you guys are really nice, I might play some Battlefront. But I don't play video games very often because I usually don't have time. But the only thing I have time for recently is popping into a fighter squadron game on Battlefront and kicking the ass of whatever side I'm playing against. And yeah, exactly. Rhodes Legacy is all about playing video games. So they just don't play like Call of Duty or Heroes of the Storm or anything. Although, if you watch long enough, sometimes Tyler will switch over. If Henry goes to bed early, he'll switch over to Heroes of the Storm. But yeah, and also just Twitch it's really hard to get people to tune in if you're doing a game that a lot of people are playing, like The Division or something like that. It's really hard to get noticed because you're so far down. We have to be playing for 6 hours before we even start to show up on lists and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know. It just wasn't. We're big gamers. A lot of us play video games, but it wasn't. We felt focusing on RPGs was a little bit more unique and followed our interests a little bit better. But yeah. Yeah, I don't think Telebro was talking about playing in the same room versus playing on Roll20. I think it was playing video games versus playing RPGs. Yes, and as Quintus said, it's the RPGs is interesting. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we do it, is because it is interesting. It's like a performance. A lot of us are actors or have been actors in the past and previous lives, and so having the ability to kind of put on a performance and an improvised performance at that was appealing. So that's sort of how it kind of gestated. We enjoyed entertaining ourselves playing these games, and we thought, hey, what if we put an audience out there? How would that work? And so we're constantly trying to evolve that concept and keep you guys involved so that, yeah, you guys can participate and get a little bit out of it. Sometimes people just want to watch the game, which is totally cool too. So, all right. So anyway, Horror on the Hill. Hey, Sinister. I'm going to say Sinister. It's probably pronounced Sinister, but I'm going to say Sinister. Thanks for following. A couple of things. So when I start, yeah, a lot of people seem to be saving up to give the players a bad day. You can give the players a bad day quickly with cash donations. I'll just put that out there. But I know times are hard. Save up that XP because the players will be hurting with your XP. So sorry we keep driving up the XP prices, but just keep watching and you'll get there. Also gamble. Sometimes it works. That's another t-shirt. Gambling. Sometimes it works. And that's my face on that one. Okay. So with this game. So I'm not going to have time, obviously, to run the whole module. It's just too much. So I'm just going to run the first third of it, which is the Surface of the Hill adventure. And we've kind of covered that in the previous sessions, so I'm just going to stick to that. The monastery is super cool, and I love that, but hopefully that will be on a separate stream, maybe for a proficiency check, a very special proficiency check with John Stamos. And I will run, no, not really with John Stamos, sorry. I will run a continuation of this module. But for now, for the 26-hour gaming marathon later this month, it will be the first third of the game. So the game, if you don't know, look at that map. Whore on the Hill, Douglas Niles. Look at these things. So this is where we're going to start. Adventure on the surface of the hill. And again, we've covered all this stuff before, so I'm not going to go into that. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to make this a unique experience for the players. And one of the things that I'm going to do is sorry. I read chat. Chat always distracts me. I'm totally easily distractible. All right, you guys just yell out to me if I have to pay attention. So anyway, we've been talking a little bit back behind the scenes about sort of what makes for a good gaming experience, especially if you are not a role-playing gamer or you're just damn it, you guys. If you're not a gamer, if you haven't played role-playing games before, what are you looking for? What should you be focused on? Things like that. And a lot of times I think a common perception is that you have to start and you have to build a full character, and you have to do you have to read the manuals and go straight from, yes, Farquaad, you have to read the manuals and start from beginning to end and know everything, and then you can start a game. And we're going to be talking about this later on this year with some other things that we have in the works. But I wanted to sort of set the mood, if you will, and talk about sort of introducing new players. The one thing that I really wanted to do for this session was to have at least one brand new player, someone who had never played role-playing games before, play this. And I think we have that, so you'll have to tune in and see who we have. But I'm going to be doing sort of a session 0 sort of talk with them beforehand, and going to give them a pre-gen. And I think more often than not, I've started playing a new game with a pre-gen. If you don't know what a pre-gen is, it's a pre-generated character. Hey, don't laugh. Some people are watching this and have no idea what a pre-gen is. And that's, I think, better. And not only a pre-gen, but a pre-gen who has multiple levels. So is actually capable of doing something. A lot of times, especially in D&D, you start at first level and you don't have a lot that you can do. In the world of RPGs, if you are a player character, you are assumed to be pretty darn good at something, but you are new to it. And that can be sort of frustrating for someone who comes in and goes like, well, I want to start killing goblins. And you're just like, you're going to get murdered. If you get 4 goblins around you, you will get murdered. So don't do that. And you kind of have to teach them, and early sessions are sort of about molding. And yes, exactly, BSB, how Virva grew into the role of Atuska in Barky's Brigade. That was it. And we really threw her to the wolves. We did it exactly the wrong way. We made her create a character and start from the bottom up. And it's a really hard way to learn a game because it's the time involved. You don't know how to start and where to go with all of that stuff. So, hey, I just heard a gunshot. That was cool. If I get shot, you guys on chat will see. You'll be the first ones to know. Yeah, exactly. Con games are very much like that. Yes. Yeah, James, exactly. And a lot of it is how things are formatted, where looking at a regular D&D character sheet, it's really hard to tell what the important things are, what you need to know just to get going. And so we're working on some assets and some things that will hopefully help people in the future with a bunch of varied games. So yes, I know what you meant. I deal with spreadsheets too, but character sheet comes naturally. I know exactly what you're talking about. Um, now Quintus, you say no spellcasters for newbies. And I've run into this specifically with Shadowrun. I will run into GMs that just go like, please, whatever you do, don't choose a mage. Don't be a shaman. Don't be a mystical adept. Nothing that has to do with magic, please. God, no. And it's because the rules are difficult. They're and in D&D, they're glass cannons. They easily die. You can't just run around with your quarterstaff and start killing things when your spells run out. And keeping track of spells, it's hard. But you play a game like Dungeons and Dragons, someone is going to want to start playing a wizard. And that's why you start them at like level 3, when they start having powers that are comparable to what their perception of the role is. So if you give them a pregen that has some capabilities, then they're going to be more inclined to look into that and play those abilities, which is in turn going to help them learn the game better. Whereas if you're starting as a first level, you're like, well, I cast my magic missile, I guess I can keep cantripping this mage hand, and that's not fun, unless you have played the game before and you're like, I know exactly what I'm going to do to start this. I think it's great to have to start the game with a little bit of power. So my players are going to start at 3rd level with this. I'm going to create some pre-gens, and probably next session, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try and get some of the players on, and this is in 2 weeks, I'm going to try and get some of the players on Skype so that we can kind of talk about the characters and go over some of these pre-gens. But yeah, so I'm going to start the characters at 3rd level and give everyone their own thing. I'll see what they want to do, and we'll build characters from there. But that's sort of my philosophy with early games and games for newbies, and we've talked about it. It's sort of become the saving throw philosophy. If you haven't watched the Pathfinder tutorials that we've done, those were mostly set up to be like, these are the rules as written. And we got there are some mistakes in there, but these are the rules as written. And if you want to know what the rules are and get started with the rules as written, watch these. Beyond that, a lot of it is up to you. And so, one of the things we're trying to do this year is help people who are trying to get in, but like feel like there's a wall or a barrier to learning these games because they're so the rules, everything's so crunchy. There's a wall of text that you have to get through, all that sort of stuff. We want to try and make it a little bit easier. So that's what I'm aiming to do with this module that I'm working on, and you guys have been helping me do that too. And yeah, James said it earlier. I agree. Adventurers League, Pathfinder Society, something like that. Those sort of organized plays can be good. I've found that a lot of times people playing them are well invested, and it's hard to integrate. If you are a brand new player and you just drop in for an Adventurers League, like you could be 1st level playing at a table of 7th level characters. You know what I mean? And it's unlike World of Warcraft or something where you can have these guys run you through a dungeon or something to help you level quickly. That doesn't really happen with D&D. So sometimes they can be good if you have a good table and you're playing with a bunch of newbies and stuff. But still, even then, you have to kind of learn the game, and it's time limited. People are paying, things like that. So it's not always the best way to start learning, but it is a good way to keep keep at it and develop. And when you play with other people, you learn things really quickly. So it's always good to play with a group if as you can. I mean, you kind of have to, right? So yeah. So anyway, so starting people out on this, they're going to be third level and all over the board in terms of classes and stuff like that. One of the things that I wanted to do to try and make this a little unique and different so that players would hopefully come back for more and not just be so static in, okay, roll perception. You didn't see anything. You're still walking through the forest and stuff like that. Is I'm introducing a little concept where I am going to have these prizes from the box of fun, and we don't know what those prizes are exactly because they're all sealed, and each prize there's 25 fabulous prizes in each box, and these are the potential prizes that you can get. So each prize is going to be basically will confer a certain ability on the owner of that prize, good or bad. I won't say which, but through donations, people will basically force a pull from the box of fun, which will then that person will then get that prize, and depending on what it is, it will change them somehow. So that's really a way to make it a little bit more organic and sort of familiar in a way, almost more like a board game where you're sort of you get something tangible. I love having tangible, like people who make props and set up Dwarven Forge and stuff like that. Like, I love that stuff. The surface of the hill doesn't lend itself very well to the Dwarven Forge stuff, but if and when we get to the monastery and the dungeons, I'm going to be setting up my Dwarven Forge for that stuff. But I like the tangible nature of RPGs, and especially when you are all in the room together, and what you can sort of that feeling that you get, that electricity that you get with other people, is one of a kind, and it's such a unique way of playing a game that even goes beyond board games and stuff, because you are basically setting a story up with a bunch of other people. So anyway, I like the tangible nature of that, and I wanted to sort of use this box of fun for something that will make it memorable and unique, and hopefully keep people interested in the system and how they're interacting with it. So that's my idea. I'm still determining exactly what each one of these is going to do. The dice is going to be a little chance, and they'll have to roll that dice to determine a direction that they go. Let's see. There's the sheriff. The sheriff star will get them a little boost up. There's the water pistol will give them a little. Let's see. Water pistol will give them a little combat advantage there. Things like that. So, hello, Professor. Welcome. Professor is never late. He or she arrives precisely when he means to. So anyway, that's my thing. That's my temporary haste, maybe, or the whistle could be temporary haste. That's a whistle. There's the little plinko thing. Depending on the score they get with the plinko, you can get 50 200 or 500. It could just be XP bonuses or something like that. I don't know. There's a little figure, like he's a little cop. Little pan flute here. We should get a special Chris die that only has one. Only has a 1 on it. Yeah, I was thinking the kazoo. The kazoo sort of reminds me of the ocarina or something like that. Like it's gonna like summon a wind, a little tornado that carries you to the next. Oh, Scruffy War Games. Yes. Joshua, you have to stop. Would you like to play a game? Sorry, War Games is one of my favorite movies. So anyway, that's sort of my sort of fun idea for the session. Like I said, I'm going to start everyone at 3rd level, and we're going to get through the Golden Girls. Blanche and Dorothy are going to be our witches that they basically run into. No DuckTales class. I know it's my I heart NY glass, but I still have Uncle Scrooge, so never too far. I love the War Games references. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. So yes, so they are Coven always has 3. Well, there's only 2. And they're sisters, but I still made them Golden Girls. So, Blanche and Dorothy are going to be the basically the ultimate challenge in this first session. So that's what they're sort of getting to. The goal is to get to the monastery, of course, but they have to go through the witches before they get there. They don't have to. It's completely arbitrary, really, if they run into them. But most trails lead through the witch's cottage, so they're probably going to run into them at some point. But I'm looking for more ways that basically I need to do some Golden Girls research and get some Golden Girlisms in here so that we can lay it on the players as they come into it. So Dorothy is the cleric and Blanche is going to be the wizard of the two. There's lots of, we were doing this earlier when we were talking about the Jovitos and changing the Neanderthals of this module into Jovitos from Raiders of the Lost Ark. And it actually makes even more sense as you go into it with the ruined monastery. There's actually some trapped Neanderthals that are in this cave, this ogre cave, and they're going to be eaten, and the players can actually let them out and save them. And so there's some really cool things that will play into this whole thing that we sort of set up that was not even in this module before, but it really works for the whole thing. So I'm super excited to play this to completion at some point. But until then, we're just going to play the very first part of this. So anyway, what we get, we actually get, so they run through the witches, and if they're good to the witches are good to them, and they send them along their way. And then they will eventually get to basically the surrounding landscape of the monastery, which is there's sort of a graveyard on the outskirts. And of course, it being a basic set adventure, there's danger lurking around every corner. And of course, the graveyard is haunted. and there are lots of beasties there, which will be a great final fight, depending on how many fights they get into leading up on the way to the top of the hill. Yeah. God, did they make Golden Girls? I don't think they put out Golden Girls. I work in Blu-ray, and I don't know if they ever did a Golden Girls Blu-ray. I would be amazed if they up-resed the Golden Girls episodes to Blu-ray. That would be okay. Let's see. No, they're just DVD. Sorry. If you want to buy a DVD of the Golden Girls, go to our our Amazon store. I think there's a link down below, and a little bit of that goes to help out the show. So, anyway, thanks for that little plug segue. So, thank you. Let's see, what is this? Awesome dice. There you go. One-sided dice. It's really expensive for a one-sided dice. But yes, it's true. Is that really the same as having a six-sider that's always ones, or even a D20 that's always ones? I don't know. I honestly don't know. So anyway, yes, I do have to do some Golden Girls research. So that means I'm going to be hitting up the wiki and all these Golden Girls fan sites and my friends who are huge Golden Girls fans. So, but if you guys have any Golden Girls references you want me to hit, let me know, and I will try and fit in as many as I can. It's true. Yes, D1 is around Marble. Yeah, so Golden Girls references. Let's see what else. Yes, we have that boulder illusion trap, which won't quite feature in the first section. Lots of goblins, lots of Yuanti and the Jovitos as well. Yeah, that could be a level. Yeah. If you haven't seen the Golden Girls, wow. Well, thank you for being a friend. You'll get that eventually. It was very popular in its time. It was one of the most popular sitcoms of the 80s. Featured a group of 4 elder ladies living in a retirement community in Florida. Dorothy and her mother, Sophia. I did it. I didn't have to look it up. Sophia and Blanche, Devereaux, and Rose. And it's brilliant. It had a spin-off, Empty Nest, if you guys remember that. And anyway, definitely check it out. I'm sure you could YouTube like entire episodes if you wanted to. But it is actually really funny, and it's simply made with B. Arthur as Dorothy. So yeah, definitely check it out. Yeah, and Betty White, you know Betty White, and Betty White is still here. She's still with us, and she played Rose. So check it out. No, Empty Nest was never as good, but it did spin off from Golden Girls. So there you go. So when you hear me talking about Golden Girls, I am these 2 ladies are the witches, and they are the Golden Girls. Bookie Doo, of course you can play. Play what? Yes. uh well, so the Blanche has to hit on the cute guy. Okay, done. Yes. Yes, if you donate, I will do the Dance of Joy from Perfect Strangers. Um so Bookie Doo, yeah, you can play. Sure. Not right now. We're not playing anything right now, but you can suggest things that we can do to play when we play games later on. Yeah. Sun Growler. Yeah, we can I can add like a little like hobgoblin that just sort of peeks over the hedge and annoys everyone. Um that would work. Um we'll see. No, you don't have to, of course you don't have to donate to play. So how do I explain this? So you can, as you watch, you earn XP, and for every minute you watch, you earn 1 XP. For every XP you earn, you put that towards the kitty, and when you earn enough XP, you can actually purchase rewards using that XP that you can then spend on various games that we have, and we have a number of them now. So you can actually use your viewing time to basically play in the games with us. Yeah, you don't even have to pay us real money. You just earn that XP and you can spend that XP. Yeah, we recently had someone redeem an NPC Me Plus, so that guy is coming at you, and James. Okay. Done. Blanche. I will have Blanche. Blanche will hit on highest charisma male first and resort to highest female if needed. NPC Me Plus is one of the rewards that you can get if you go to our Revlo page. You can, let me grab it for you here. So via Revlo, you can take a look at the list of rewards, and we also have rewards listed elsewhere. But NPC Me Plus, basically you add a one of two types of NPCs, a fight NPC or a plot NPC. The fight NPC joins the players whenever, there you go, Sungrowler did it. I was too fast for you guys because I know what I'm saying before you do. Yeah, there you go. That explains it. So the fight NPC, basically, when the players get into deep doo-doo, the fight NPC can be summoned and fight with them and then just vanishes into the ether. The plot NPC figures more heavily. BSB Care 1 has a plot NPC, Lord Carnarvon, which was hilariously played by David last Friday, which I'm so glad that you got to tune in and see that as a Crispin Glover character. And so, yeah, you can either purchase that through XP or through a donation. Your choice, whatever you have, but that's mushroom risotto. That wasn't, no, mushroom risotto, something like that. Anyway, that's NPC Me Plus. Yeah, Bard 1971 did a fighting NPC. We have all of those specs, so you'll be seeing that on a Barky's episode soon. The thing with the NPCs is that they are never they fit into the story, so they don't. There's never necessarily a guarantee that they'll be in the next episode after you donate or anything like that. But they basically feature into the story at some point. The fight NPCs usually come out when there's combat, and the plot NPCs are a little bit more nuanced than that. But the neither the twain shall meet. So a fight NPC does not become a plot NPC, and a plot NPC does not fight. So that's sort of a little bit more of a difference for you. But there you go. Oh, but the mushroom risotto was so good. I put a little bit of salt in it. Worked out okay. I didn't even make it. I just heated it up. Yeah. Cliff, I need that command. I don't know what I need. We need to be a Twitch partner, right? So that I can have our own saving throw little emojis in there. And so if you type mushroom risotto, it's just me going like that. Yeah, BSB, it was it was Mace's idea actually to separate them out. So it does make it a lot easier. It makes it a lot easier for us too to put those things in little compartments. So that worked out. It's oh God, you guys would go. You guys would be wasted. I care about your safety, so I won't say that you should start a drinking game. Every time I says, and this is what I says, mushroom risotto. Good. You guys. No, I love you guys. You guys are great. No, I didn't say mushroom risotto. Oh, mushroom risotto. Bottoms up. Check this guy out. Yeah. Anyway. Oh gosh. Okay. We have asked Twitch for partnership. They said that we did not meet the minimums that they wanted, which was another impetus for us to get the space so that we could do more shows. It was partially not having enough shows. Basically, what they say is they want regular streams, like at least three streams a week of 2 to 3 hours each, and 100 concurrent viewers, and then 10,000 followers. And if you hit those goals, then you become a Twitch partner. But as everyone knows, that's not all. Certainly, the 10,000 followers is a dream, pie in the sky thing. I've seen people with 2,500 followers make Twitch partner. That I think has very little to do it. The 100 concurrent stream or viewers, again, we would love to hit that, but I think at the time, if I showed more cleavage, I would get kicked off of Twitch. It's actually a specific item in their bylaws, is no cleavage. But yeah, so 100 concurrent viewers. Tell all your friends, bring them along here. But honestly, we're very happy with the numbers that we get, and yeah, the more the merrier. But I think having the consistent shows and hitting those numbers and stuff are going to be very very beneficial for us. So yeah. Oh, you guys, yes, more dancing me. Well, if someone kicks into the kitty, I will dance again. Um, hey, if your friends are too good for this stream, they probably are. They're probably really awesome. It is politics. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's certainly certainly a little bit of that, but I don't know. I'm happy. Like, honestly, Patreon is probably better for us right now than Twitch partner. Twitch partner would be great. I'm not gonna say no, but the Patreon is super helpful. So, um, and that's a way that you guys can contribute and on a regular basis. So if you think that you would partner, if we were a partner, you would subscribe to us. Consider instead just donating to our Patreon, because you actually would get really cool things. Right. Patreon is consistent. I don't know exactly. The Twitch is very, and I wonder if they have like some algorithm that they can hear me say Twitch every time I say Twitch. Some mod somewhere like wakes up like Lobot and just like switches on and then goes out and finds who's talking about Twitch and like makes sure that no one's bad mouthing Twitch. But yeah, we're going to do more prize giveaways actually. We are teaming up with more game companies to offer more prizes. I am officially reinstating the $100. Wait, was it $100 or $150? $100. $100. If you donate $100 to us, it doesn't have to be all in one fell swoop, but over time, if you've donated $100 or more, I will send you a T-shirt, a Saving Throw T-shirt, straight from our TeePublic store. So yours for free. Well, for up to $100 donation. So that's official. So there you go. And most people who have donated $100 or more have gotten notifications. Not everyone though. There's a few of you out there who I have not been able to reach out to yet, but I will soon and allow you guys to pick out your T-shirts. Yeah, let's see. Amazon, Netflix, Twitch, YouTube. Hit all the keywords really to see who we get. Oh, Napster. Yeah, $100 T-shirt. It's worth it. Well, I did send you a T-shirt too, BSB, so don't forget about that. That was a long time ago, though. And you have a T-shirt that no one else is going to have unless they were a Kickstarter backer. So, anyway, yeah. So let's see. There's that. What else? We got a half an hour left, guys. There's honestly with thanks Sungrowler. Thanks for posting that. Yeah, those are our T-shirts. We're coming up with more shirts and stuff soon, so we'll have a lot more coming into the store. But yeah, if you want to help support us and look good doing it, that's great. If we see you at Gen Con or at a convention wearing one of our shirts, you'll get another special prize. So think about that. What's on the hill? A horror is on the hill. Let me tell you, just a little bit of a horror. Oh, who does want to be in a barbershop quartet? I'll do that. Yeah. I'll do it. Don't you doubt my barbershop quartetness. I really hope that you guys tune in for our the 26-hour stream later this month, because we have a lot of cool things planned for you. We are trying to figure out a way for some musical performances too. speaking of barbershop quartets, have Amy perform some of her songs live with an actual like backing accompaniment, and some other vocals and vocalists and things like that. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. A bow tie and pinstripes is the only way to do a barbershop quartet. I don't know what a wonder boner is, but yeah, I'm glad you're bringing it with you. If you do go to Gen Con, that is. Trinidad and Tobago? What? Those are two different places that are just named always together. Two more people. That's all we need. And also to all be in the same place at the same time. That would help. Oh, the wonder boner. Yeah. I got you now. I'm following. I follow. So let's see. Show of hands. Who's going to Gen Con this year? And I'll wait. And then after that, show of hands. Who? No, I can't think of it. I don't know. If someone wanted to arrange one of Amy's songs in a barbershop quartet, I would totally set up a Skype session to practice that, and we would live stream the practice session. That would be very interesting, but I can see it happening, and I would totally do that. You know what? I am going to sign up Tyler. Tyler will do that too. So that's 3. We now have 3 people. Yeah, we should try and raise money to get people out. I'd love to get people out to Gen Con. I think it's probably a little logistically difficult to try and plan how to get someone else to Gen Con. But yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun if we were able to somehow make that happen. Hey, you have to be willing to join the barbershop quartet. You cannot be forced into a barbershop quartet. And I will make everyone watch The Music Man like 14 times, so that we know exactly what's happening. Well, the thing with Gen Con is not just the badge, but also hotel, transportation, things like that. So it's very easy to get a badge for someone. It's not as easy to help someone get a place to stay. So that's sort of where that comes in. Yeah. Yeah, it's not hard to get a badge. It's just all about the hotels, which are already booked up. Our hotel, we have 2 hotel rooms and they're completely booked up, and they're right next to the airport, which is great. There we go. Farquad, thank you. Rent them a U-Haul to sleep in. Yes. Now we're talking. Now we are cooking with gas. This is a plan that is coming together, as Hannibal would say. All right, we'll both BSB, you and me. I'm gonna try Powerball. You try Lotto Max. Let's see what happens. And if one of us is successful, I fly you down here to play with us, and a Gen Con. How's that? And then you can help us get to Gen Con if you win. There we go. You guys have good ideas. I'm just going to say that. You guys have good ideas. Yeah, yeah, an RV rental wouldn't be worse. Yeah, although as Telebro points out, the AC would be damn good to have, especially in Indiana in the summer. It's not exactly cool out. Yeah, let us know, Alira. I'm curious. The Garbage People Quartet. Yes, that's it. Done. uh, is there anything about the schedule or upcoming schedule or the games? Anything you guys are curious about? I am trying to still do the intro sessions for meeting new players and stuff because we have so many new players and they're all so very cool. I want you guys to get to know them. So I am going to try and set some of those up just in video form at some point later down the line, maybe not streamed or anything like that. And I'm still working on the Patreon backer hangout. Now that we start a little bit earlier, it's a little bit more difficult to do one before a session. So currently we're thinking maybe this Saturday, the 9th, at 11 o'clock or maybe 11:30, having a Patreon backer hangout before Sean's session. So that's really currently the only feasible time to do it for us, just because of work and everything like that, getting in front of a computer. But that's what we'll do. So if you're on Patreon, I'll be talking to you guys shortly about that. Yes, Barky's starts weekly this Wednesday, the 6th, and at 7:30, and there's some new people in the brigade, and time has passed, and it's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. If you're talking about Sean Graham to join the Barbershop Quartet, that's going to be a tough sell. I think you'd have to bag at quite a hefty amount to even get him to come stand with us, let alone sing. And honestly, I think it's better off that he's not. But and he will back me up on that. I know Mace needs some support, you guys. He's got a crisis of with Barkies, and I keep telling you it's going to be awesome. I can't wait for Barkies to come back because it plays itself. It's so good. Sean whiskey is part of. Oh, well, whiskey helps, but it's got to be pretty expensive whiskey, I think, even to get him to sing a tune. And it's not really singing with Sean per se. So yeah, I don't know what you would be expecting exactly. There will be no pizza eating delay. We will start promptly at 7:30. The timer will start running at 7:15. We go live at 7:30, and all the players will have eaten. If they haven't eaten, then they will be eating on stream. And I apologize for that, but that's what's going to be happening. Yeah. Yeah, well, that was with Twin Galaxies, I think. Scared Sleepless, which was a really fun show. So I think they're still talking about potentially bringing it back in another form. He and Ben. So I wouldn't count Scared Sleepless out yet. Mrs. Hongerham, yes. Two things. Yes, go. Nice job, T1's Fuzzy. Good job. I knew you could do it. I've always believed in you since day one. I know, we're trying to get Takosu. I talked to Tracy. I think they have things that are going on right now. So I'll say that's all I can say. Oh, never tell me the odds? I don't know what the D would stand for in never, but uh yeah. Um Rather than having individual rerolls, they should have a player reroll pool. Oh, okay. Um I can suggest that to them. I think that would be they'd be amenable to that. Um Well, see, I don't drink, so at least nothing stronger than a Coca-Cola. So I can do that and very easily, and I will outlast everyone at the table. So I'm happy to do that. But if you're hoping that I am enjoying and imbibing in some sweet alcohol, I will not be. I'll just be staying up much later with caffeine. Oh, don't. That would make sense. Um, that's a good point, James. Yes, it does have that sort of dynamic where people can offer that because if you did have a sort of a centralized pool, uh, you'd have to convince the other people, which could be fun too, but convince the other people to allow you to use a reroll from that pool. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It is different. It's slightly different how Never Tell Me the Odds and how the Star Wars system works with rolls. So uh, yeah, I could see both ways kind of working, but yeah, I will mention that to the group and see if which how they'd like to play that. We could definitely try that because I think you did that. We had a like spare reroll for someone, and so it was they had sort of a short discussion as to who should get that free reroll, and that was interesting. It was interesting to watch them sort of have that uh, discussion. Throwing coins at people is always fun. So yes, you can heal bot. You can heal bot as many people as you want. I think the only limit is the timer for that reward to go off if you're doing it in chat. But you can say if you wanted to heal bot multiple different people, you could do one of two things. If you're doing it via the XP system, you can only do it singularly. You can't like say I want 10 heals or something like that. You have to actually click it 10 times. And each time you have to mention in the little field in there who is getting the heal. But you can do that as many times as you want. If you're doing it via donation, then in Twitch alerts, you'll just in the little description you say who is getting the reroll. So you can say Arky's going to get this reroll, and Dale's going to get or this heal, and Dale's going to get this heal. And you can split them up that way, however you want to do it. So yes, you can heal as many people as you want, whenever you want. I see what you're saying. Yeah, if they use sort of the force pool mechanic, then it could work. Um, yes, I think on the Cipher system, we had some donations to take dice away from players, um, and yeah, that seemed to work. It worked much better for them. They weren't quite rolling wonderfully, but they were rolling much better than they were with the dice that they were given. Um, Telebro, if you were to use your XP right now on a person, can you use your XP on another person right away? Yeah, like I said. So you can with Revlo, the way Revlo works is it's one at a time, but you can do as many ones as you want as long as you have the XP available to you. So if you want to heal Arky, you hit redeem the heal bot reward. You say I want to heal Arky, and then that goes off and we heal Arky, and then you can send one right away right after that and say I want to heal Dale now, and you heal Dale. So it's one at a time, but yes. So you get two answers. Same answer twice. There you go. I'm nothing if not consistent and hopeful. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I will mention the dice pool or the reroll pool for people for Never Tell Me the Odds. I think that could work. That could work very well. Especially if again we're using that mechanic, we can make something bad happen if they use a reroll. Because obviously with the force you switch it over to a dark side point, which is never good. So yeah, if there's some sort of mechanic in there that allows that, that might work better. To be honest, I hate the suffixes. I like very clean, delineated where things are. But how are they working for you guys? That's the true question. Hopefully, things are very clear, and you can tell what rewards are going to which shows. But yeah. Revlobot, were you not tracking loyalty for a minute? Why did it say that? I haven't changed anything. What the heck? Check your levels. Make sure you have everything. That's strange. Anyway, oh robots. Yeah, let me know if Revlo is if the new suffixes are working for you guys. Or are they prefixes? They're prefixes because they come first, right? If they are working for you guys, and makes it clear, then there we go. Live the game. I get it. Yeah, Revlo does that. I'm sorry. Wow, right on 1,000. Cool. I'm glad that they're working. Like I said, I would love for it to be more clear. I don't know if you guys like the sort of Google Doc that I have that sort of explains it and hopefully makes it a little bit more easy to see the differences between the donation levels and how much they cost for cash and how much they cost for XP. I like things to be clear. So if that hasn't been evident enough, then I am not doing a good job, which can happen. All right, Telebro. Yeah, we'll be on for another 10 minutes or so. But if I don't see you, we will see you Wednesday. Thanks for dropping in. Um. Anyway, yeah. The Google Docs. Yeah, I will. The Google Docs are going to be linked to via the wiki. So if you go to the wiki now, you will see. Now I'm going to post this in there, and you guys are going to be like, "Why is he posting the link to the wiki? He's not even talking about it yet." Um, if you go to the wiki, I haven't updated a lot of them yet. I've just been really swamped at work, but I'm trying to update them with links to these Google Docs so that it's a little bit easier to see the listings and stuff like that. So, and I know that the black bag rewards are going to get updated a little bit to be more mechanical in nature, so that they actually make a little bit more sense. You know exactly kind of what you're getting, and so the rewards are changing, but we're just trying out some new things. So appreciate you guys' patience and for just testing out the waters. Oh, Texas, so close. But yeah, so hopefully gradually the wiki will become we'll have, I don't know, that's probably a Patreon level at some point, is like consistent updates to the wiki that actually makes sense. But it's honestly, it's now that we have 5 different shows going on and stuff, it's even when we only had Barkies, it was still a lot to keep track. There's so many things that we want to put in there, and sometimes our ideas get a little bit too big for us. So we have to keep doing this. Thanks, Sungrowler. Yeah, new calendar. So you guys know exactly when we're playing, and if you wouldn't mind indulging me, if for those of you who are not in the Pacific time zone, click on the calendar and tell me what the times are for that, for some of these shows, because I'm curious if it. I think I told it to list things in the yeah. I think I told it to list things in the time zone that you are in, but I can't remember now. So I'm curious as to how that is playing out. Let me see if I can go in here and see. Very incorrect for my time zone. Okay. So it's still in the Pacific time zone. I take it. That makes some sense. When the CAPTCHA when you have to do a CAPTCHA and it's math, that always takes me time. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. I might try and change that so that it lists your guys' time codes or time codes. Yeah, something. No, that's not what I mean to say. Listings in your time zone, but let's see here. Manual offset. Yeah. Well, nope, not gonna happen. Sorry, guys. You just have to do the math. Yeah, it's not. It's I can set it up as a just UTC time, so you guys can base it off of UTC, or just set it up in Pacific time, so you to do the math that way. I don't know, if you have a preference, let me know, and if enough of you have that same preference, then we'll do that. Yeah, that is what I'm talking about. How does one show me a screenshot? Well, you can mail it to us if you want to do that. But I don't need to see screenshots of if you're talking about the calendar. I don't need to see screenshots of that, but I appreciate it. I trust you guys. We will label it big. Thanks for checking that. And yes, Google a time zone converter if you have a question. Yes. I still have the Golden Girls up on my Amazon. Maybe add that to the wish list. Throw show.com calendar. Cool. Yeah, the calendar widget that I'm using with WordPress is convoluted, and so updates are a little slow to come out. So I'm looking for something that will allow me to list the time zone in a dramatic fashion, so everyone knows exactly what's going on. But I'm not seeing it as of now. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Amazon, Twitch, Google, Netflix. Someone has to tune in at some point. Wizards of the Coast. Did that work? Yes, we actually have a YouTube command, so that actually worked. Yes, Oriana. It's somewhat Australian when I try and say that. That's David Crennan, and he is America's DM, and he is awesome. He's great. Catch up. The podcast is Never Tell Me the Odds. Star Wars RPG Podcast.com. Put a www in front of it because I think it's a blogger website, and it doesn't work without the www. NTMTO podcast or at NTMTO podcast is them on Twitter. If you have celebrity voices that you'd like them to do, please send them to their Twitter. You can send them to us too, and I will forward them on. But yeah. Thanks, BSB. Yeah, I think we have the best. Next to Chris Perkins, I think we have the best GMs in the business. Yes. Yes, our barbershop quartet is like no other. Thanks for putting the link up there. So wrapping it up, I like to wrap up doing rapid fire questions. James, I will look into if I can name it with calendar PST at the top. I can certainly add that text to that page. So we'll definitely make that go. iDragon, you are here like with a minute and a half left. Welcome, sir or madam. Scruffy, thank you. That means a lot. Yes, no, you're right. There are there are great GMs everywhere. That much is 100% true. Yeah, and in fact, I think you guys, if you have an awesome GM in your life that you think is really cool and you love their game, send them our way. Let us know. Tell us about them. We'd love to hear about your guys' games too. What you're playing, and who you're playing with, and stuff like that. And maybe we'll feature you in an upcoming episode, and maybe send you some swag too. So yeah, definitely keep tuning in. Uh, but anyway, yeah, that's it for me. It's 9:30 my time. It's my 2 hours are up. I'm sweating like a pig in this room because there's no AC here. There's AC in the new space. That's why we got it. Sir, definitely a sir. You got it, sir. Um, anyway, thanks again for tuning in. You guys have been great. I love talking to you. More things to come as we go. I'll be back in 2 weeks. Tomorrow is Rhodes Legacy. Wednesday is season 3, Barky's Brigade, starting up right again at 7:30. Friday is Black Bag, our Call of Cthulhu game at 7:30, and Saturday at noon is Sean's game, which he is GMing with an all new cast. So definitely tune in. And then next Monday, Tom is back with his PvP show, an all new show. So yeah, we got lots of things in the hopper for you. Thank you so much for your support, Patreon backers, donations. People have sent in donations and stuff. You guys rock, and you keep us alive. Remember, it's April. It's our April fundraiser, and we're trying to raise money for rent and some sundry other things, geek and sundry things, including Gen Con and some other fun stuff. So thank you for all your support, and thanks for watching. Yeah, I showed Tracy some of those rewards, so she's seen some of them. Some of them may come to play actually in the 26-hour marathon, so just keep your eyes peeled for them. Thank you for sending those in. Reward suggestions are always welcome. Mushroom risotto for the people who are playing the drinking game at home. And yeah, that's it for me. So thank you very much. We'll see you in a couple weeks. I hope to see you later this week at a show. And until then, make mine Marvel? No. Until then, would you like to play a game? Yeah, that's what I'll end it on. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.